following program is rated TV MA-LSV. It contains strong language, sexual situations, violence, and nudity. It is intended only for mature audiences.
It's me and Danica. We got Shorty here tonight. What's happening, Shorty?
I love
it. Touche.
What's happening, fellas? Well, yeah, I mean, when was the last time you were on? I don't remember. It was a while back.
It's been a while, yeah.
Yeah. Didn't get your overall thoughts on the Bears season. Like one of your top Bears seasons of all time since you were since you became a fan. No,
worst season of all time. It was no, it was it was so special, Tooch, that I'm still gut wrenched that we
were close.
This was such a special season that this needed to be the Super Bowl winner. It needed to happen in Caleb's second season, like it did in Tom Brady's, and it did in Patrick Mahomes, and it was so special. It just needed to happen this season. And now, I love the interview with Coach Johnson after the season-ending interview, and he said it was a day ago, and he said last season. He's talking about how the season is
nothing to build on.
Right, nothing to build on. It starts over again. It just reboots next year with all new players. Everything's going to be different, and that's why I'm just so gut wrenched. We didn't. Man, I'm still so gut wrenched. We didn't win it all, man. We should have.
Just a couple mistakes, in that Rams game. Mm-hmm. One, the score is 0-0. We didn't kick the field goal. We went for a fourth down with no reason to. That was mine. And that Ben Johnson. I would say the odds are good that he won't do that again. And then the last play with DJ Moore and Caleb Williams missing on that route, the final INT. Just a couple plays that probably, Caleb also running backwards with the all-time greatest throw I've ever seen in my life. Wow. But yeah, and we'll get into that and Aldo gave us some clips for Max Crosby's podcast and Caleb, which if you haven't seen, I highly recommend watching it. It's really, really good. Not only talk about a ton of stuff, but just like, being a football player, a professional football player, what it's like, the training. There were guys that Max Crosby was talking about. There's guys that would, whatever, ask him or sign up to train with him. And he's like, sometimes they don't last long, man. It's like a couple days. It's like too hard. His training's like he's gone, Is the people that work with Crosby training and his team of associates or whoever works for Max. They're like, well, where's what's his name? It's like him. He's not coming in. He's not coming anymore.
He's got awesome training. A regimen, you might call it, right? And him and guys like Aaron Donald has a really good one, and his is so intense that he had retired. Remember, and Jared Verse was like, "Oh, I'll work you right now since you're a retired old man." Blah blah blah. And he came and went through the workout with Aaron Donald, and Aaron Donald yeah. So
yep.
And Jared Verse is 22, 23 years old or whatever.
I'm glad you brought up Aaron Donald because That's kind of a player like that, the three technique that can, rush the passer from the inside, something that kind of missing from the Bears, and something I think they'll go after, whether it's free agency or most likely in the draft. But what they thought they were getting when they signed Grady Jarrett, that kind of smaller, quicker defensive tackle, and then of course the bigger, double team plug in the run game like Andrew Billings. I don't expect Andrew Billings to be back as much as we like the great plays that he gave us over the years. And I actually do have it in my notes here. For the Bears draft perspective, if we're looking at the Bears draft perspective, 2026 NFL draft perspective, run defense and interior pass rush, they both need an upgrade, in my opinion. So defensive tackles make the most sense. And I mean, I'm not saying anything that you guys don't know, because everyone else is saying the same thing. And I agree. It's more important than edge rusher. I know we say pass rush, but I mean, a good interior rush or two really good players on the interior are going to make those edge players better.
I think Tommy Harris.
Yeah, Tommy Harris, exactly. Montez Sweat had a hell of a year. We talked about that, Danica and I. Montez's numbers were fantastic, and I know people were knocking the Bears defensive ends. When Austin Booker finally came on, I think week 9 or something, he gave the pass rush some legitimate juice. So I think they're counting on Montez and Austin Booker, and then they'll add someone, whether it's free agency or the draft. But defensive tackle, to me, is the highest priority need. I don't know. We did our draft needs last week, and I still feel defensive tackle is the highest need. Now, left tackle. Let's just get into it. Rip the Band-Aid off, Danikin. What do you say?
Let's get it.
Before you go there, can I just quickly say that it really sucks that Shamar Turner was I thought he was a great draft pick, and he was starting to come on the more playing time he was getting, and now here we sit with our dicks in our hand. We don't know what we have because he blew his knee, and now we are forced to draft a defensive tackle, and we might be forced to draft or sign a left tackle, and we can kind of get in that later. Yeah. It just sucks that we don't know what we have with Shamar.
You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
You're absolutely right. The injuries, Odengbo, Turner, and Trapillo.
Ozzie being so late in the season too hurts.
And Odengbo was late in the season, and it was an Achilles, Danikin for Dale.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I mean, the patellar tendon and the Achilles; those are the longer rehab injuries. The injuries that take a lot longer too. So it does create those needs. And Dyer was a guy that could line up in multiple spots along the line. And I mean, with injury, it didn't work out for Poles, but not totally his fault. It was an injury, Grady Jarrett also started the season injured. So, whatever he tried to do on the defensive line, it didn't work out like it did with the offensive line, let's just say.
Right.
The offensive line, he knocked it out of the park with the 3 interior linemen, which he added to Darnell Wright. And then in the second round, we grabbed Ozzie, who solidified that left tackle spot. Mm-hmm. So the Ozzie Trapillo injury puts the Bears in a tough spot, with some people saying he might not return until maybe October. And that leaves the Bears in a bit of a predicament. Let me ask some questions. Can Theo Benedette improve and cover the left tackle spot for a time? What do you think, Danikin?
I think we're at a point where he's going to have to step up, right? He's going to have to make some progress and things like that. I thought there were some times that he played well. There were some times that he played bad. That's inconsistent play from a young player. You know what I mean? Especially at the left tackle, the most important position, covering the blind side of that quarterback. You're going to have some up and downs over there. You're going against top defensive linemen and rushers of the quarterback. So, I kind of expected that, right? Especially a guy coming from Canada or whatever the case. But you know what I mean? Now that you're on the team, you're expected to step up. It doesn't matter where you're from. It doesn't matter, what year you're in now. Ben Johnson, and I think he's one of those types of guys that demands certain things, right? You demand this excellence, and you ain't got no choice. Either step up or get out, And so that's my mentality when it comes to Theo Benedict or anybody else on that offensive line. Step up, man. You know what I mean? You got injuries that happen. Next man up is a real thing, and guys have to kind of like fully embrace that. They got to be locked in. So hopefully he does. I think he can make that turn and become a potential contributor on a large scale. But you know what I mean? It remains to be seen. How hard is this guy going to work?
They did sign him $1 million exclusive rights free agent, so at least they have some coverage. Shorty, can he? I mean, short of another insurance policy, we'll get into that. Can Theo take another step?
Sure, I absolutely. I think he can. He was really good in his strength was the running game, right? And we had a really good running game when he was playing. I think that he definitely can take the next step. I think he can improve on his pass rushing, his pass blocking, I should say, his pass pro. I think he has a high. I think his ceiling is higher than I think that we think he is. I mean, this is the first time we saw him, right? Like last year, he was in Hard Knocks, and he was kind of a hit in Hard Knocks,
singing in his underwear.
And then he had a knee injury, I think, and then he came back this season, and I think he did really well considering everything that happened to him and his time in the league. And I think that he's someone that you definitely want to keep. And I think that he has a bigger ceiling.
Price is right.
Yeah,
Price is right with Theo.
And Ben gets the best out of his players. That's all that matters.
Yep, and Dan Rochar, I have confidence in that he can coach guys up. Now, what gives me pause, guys, is in the playoffs, they played Joe Thuney at left tackle over Theo. Now, some people are like, well, I mean, Greg Gabriel mentioned this on his show, was that they could just move Thuney out to left tackle. Thuney to me might be the best guard in the NFL. Won the NFL Protector of the Year award. 0 sacks allowed. Joe Thuney. Would you want Thuney to play left tackle until Trapillo comes back, or maybe the whole season?
No,
I wouldn't either. No,
I wouldn't. I like Thuney where he is. I'd like to let him stay there. You just got to have guys that step up, and we were thrust into that situation this year, and that was the best option.
Yep.
But going into the offseason, going into the workout programs, going into training camp, all that type of stuff, you ideally want to see Thuney go back to his original position, and you want to see one of the guys that you spent a little bit of money or a draft pick on actually step up and start making some progress. So that's the thing. I don't want to make it easy for anybody. And the demand is there. And guys have to look at it like, okay, this is my opportunity, right? A guy like Theo Benedict, it's like, okay, Trapillo's out, he's going to be out. This is my job to take right now and kind of put a stranglehold on it. You know what I mean? Yeah. And if he has that mentality, then, I think he can do something, because he does have the tools and the capability to be good. You know what I mean? At that position. So, he's got to have the mentality that, hey, this is my job to lose at this point in time.
All right, fellas, it's time to put your Ryan Poles GM cap on. If you were Ryan Poles, would you sign a free agent left tackle? Would you draft a college left tackle, or both? Go ahead, Shorty.
Well, is Braxton Jones gone? Because that's a spot to fill.
He's a free agent.
Yeah. I think that it's both. We have to sign one and draft one.
I agree. Sure. Yep. Danica?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, you sign one, and the guy that you sign, and that's the thing that I look
affordable.
Affordable guy, he's going to be a backup,
veteran,
a role player. You know what I mean? He's not going to come in here unless we fall into some crazy situation. But left tackles, you're not signing left tackles on the street that are going to come in and be major
dominant
contributors. Yeah, dominant.
Right.
They don't allow those guys to leave teams.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
Not often.
So anybody that thinks, Bears fans, let's not get carried away. Let's be realistic. You know what I mean? And understand that if we sign a guy at left tackle, he's going to be a guy that you put in there and maybe he pushes some people. Maybe he can teach some people things like as a veteran. But you ideally want a talented young guy being drafted that you can either, put some work into and he takes off, or once again, provide some competition for Theo to motivate him to lock in the way he should be focused.
I have a question for you guys. Greg Gabriel pointed out on his own show that Ozzy Trapillo could be back at the earliest by training camp. I find that hard to believe, but he also said, it could take him into like maybe he's on IR for the first 4 weeks of the season. I see that as being more the probability. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I'm not. I mean, with a big guy, you know what I mean. You talk about Ozzy, and he's bigger than most men, right? 6'9" or 6'8" or whatever it is, and so with that, and a lower extremity injury, leg injury, of whatever case, you're talking about bending, you're talking about kneeling down, you're talking about getting in 3-point stance. I mean, there's a lot of things that go into it. So I don't know if he's going to be able to get back. If he does, then hey, we got Wolverine on the team that's able to, heal. He got some special healing powers. But I just don't see it. I don't see it being the case. I mean, I ain't gonna go against Greg Gabriel because I know he knows what he's talking about in many cases, but I just find it hard to believe that he'll be back by training camp. That's a quick turnaround for that type of injury.
Yeah. Yep.
With as late in the season as it was, yes, for sure.
Exactly.
Yeah, it was our second to last game.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
There are a couple guys you could sign that would be relatively affordable. Last week we mentioned Cam Robinson. He's going to be 30. Plays pretty solid. Was a second-round pick of the Jaguars. Played in Cleveland last year. Will cost you $13 million roughly. Another guy, DJ Humphries of the Rams. He was a first-round pick of the Cardinals. Looks like it might cost you around $3 million, maybe a little more. He made $2.5 million last year. Either one of these guys could fill in a pinch, for keep the spot warm for Ozzy Trapillo. When we get to draft talk, I actually like this class for offensive tackles. There's some really good ones that you can get second, third, fourth round guys that could, with the proper coaching, can hold the position down. Might be better than Benedette. All right, right tackle spot is solidified with Darnell Wright. And today, of course, news that Darnell Wright contract extension could be coming soon. Now, the Darnell Wright, were we to extend him, it's gonna free up some money. So I think that's a no-brainer. What do you guys think? They're gonna. I mean, you may get this in the next month. News that
absolutely.
He's been extended. So his cap hit for 2026 would be around $6 million, and then possibly $20 million a year after that.
Right.
But
I mean, anytime you have a young player that is good, you see him being a part of the future. It's better to go ahead and sign him early rather than late, because you save money in the long run. You know what I mean? You get that guy under contract. You can lock him up for a while, and you move forward. You know what I mean? Instead of drawing it out, risking injury, he gets frustrated, he gets upset because guys don't like to play on 1-year contracts. You know what I mean? Let's be real. This is the NFL, and anything can happen. You can have Ozzy Trapillo that happens to Darnell Wright, and now he's mad. We all seen Earl Thomas flipping him off on his way off, being carted off when he was on the 1-year contract. We saw Allen Robinson when he quit on the Bears, basically. I mean, the list goes on and on and on and on and on. You know what I'm saying? So it's better to get these guys signed if they're a young player and you see them being a part of your future. Get them signed, get them out of the way, pay them their money, and not only that, you know, you get those guys locked up, but it shows everybody else in the locker room, everybody else who are potential free agents, potential draftees, that hey, the Bears are going to take care of you if you go out there and you produce. You know what I'm saying? It speaks volumes to everybody around, not just that particular player. So lock him up, get it done.
He's one of the top 5 right tackles in this league
right now. Yes, he is.
I would say top 3 in my opinion, but you know.
He had a hell of a season.
Here we go. This is you see down at the bottom there, Darnell Wright, 4 years, $106 million with $76 million guaranteed. So it'll be $3.2 million added to the 2026 cap. I think it's a no-brainer. I expect to see this news coming in. So some of those contract restructures we were talking about, Jermaine Edmonds will get you $15 million in savings. Let's just talk about.
We also were talking about before the show. Montez Sweat would be a $7.47 million cap. You'd save what, $1.3 million or something if we cut him.
Yep.
Or the cap hit would be 1.3 million, but it'd be a 7.47 million savings if we cut Sweat. And I was never big on Sweat until this season. He really balled out, and I was really impressed with him. And I would hate to lose him, but he is making a lot of money. And Monangai, when
his stats were fantastic for the season.
Man. But when Monangai played the entire game, we saw what happened. He had 130 something or plus yards. I think he could be, if we draft another running back, he could be the feature back with another speed guy behind him as a rookie.
Real quick, I got Montez's stats here: 10 sacks, 13 tackles for loss, 36 tackles, 5 pass defenses. He was batting down passes too, man. 3 forced fumbles. Gotta like the way he balled out. You know, look, the Seahawks didn't have a guy with double-digit sacks, but they did have a lot of guys that had like 7 or more. So I mean, you don't need a double-digit sack guy, but he's given you double-digit sacks. So restructuring these guys, Sweat 7.5, Joe Thuney. You know, if you want to extend him, he is an older player. He's 34 now, Danikin? I think he'll be 35.
Yeah, I think so. I don't know if I want to extend
next season. Jonah Jackson restructure. Yeah.
Joe Thuney's what's that the Packers linebacker who's like he was his nephew, the left tackle that played forever, played it into like his late 30s, early 40s, and he was at an all-pro level. What the hell? Matthews?
Jake Matthews?
I can't think of his name. I don't think it's
which
Jake
team?
Matthews. I think it was the Titans.
The Titans. Oh, okay.
That was Matthews. Matthews, I think.
Yeah. I mean, he was a stud for a long time. I can see Joe Thuney being that.
Man, he's 33.
You're kicking the can down the road a little bit as far as money.
Yeah.
So he'll be 34 next year.
Yeah.
Right?
But he didn't lose a beat this year for us. You know, we played him at left tackle in the playoffs.
Yeah, that's true.
So he's definitely got to be re-signed.
Max Crosby and Caleb Williams, or Caleb Williams more so, talks about Joe Thuney on that podcast, just of what his thoughts are, you know, about Joe Thuney. He's just an ass kicker.
Speaking of that podcast,
he kicks everyone's ass for 60 minutes. Jackson Dahlman, you can kick the can down there. Dahlman's a young player. Jonah Jackson a little bit older than Dahlman, and then Kyler Gordon might be someone you maybe kick the can down a little bit. He's also a young player.
Kyler Gordon's got to stay healthy, man. That's just.
Agree.
It bothers me no more in football when you sign a guy to a big contract and then he just never plays for you. It's just like, it's the worst. And I hope that that's not the career of Kyler Gordon, because he has so much potential and he does make an impact when he's in the game.
He played good that last game. The Packers game, they're picked on a little bit, but it's coming back from injury. Let's just talk about when they drafted Kyler Gordon, and right next to him they drafted Jaquan Brisker. Jaquan Brisker might not be back. This was from yesterday.
He's got a lot of cryptic tweets like that, though.
He's famous for that. He's going to be expensive. I think Spotrac you're looking at $11 million a year, maybe 15 to 20.
He's a good player, man. He's a really good player when he's in there.
He's a great safety / linebacker.
Against the Rams, that was the best game he's played as a Bear.
Yeah,
in my opinion.
I agree.
I don't know if the Bears could afford him.
I know, it's crazy that we're actually strapped and we're cap strapped. It's hard to believe. Why? How is that even possible? It doesn't make sense to me.
They spent a lot of money last year. Yeah, they gave big contracts to 3 interior offensive linemen and 2 big defensive line signings.
Dio making as much money as Julius Peppers was ridiculous.
Dio and Grady were big signings. Other than that, the rest of the folks didn't make as much.
That Dio signing it pissed me off from day one, and I'm still pissed off about it. That's Julius Peppers' money, man.
But he hadn't done. Yeah, it's a lot of money for a guy that hadn't done anything. But they banked on potential, and it didn't work out.
Right.
Yeah. Well, it didn't work out. It didn't work out, but there's still, when you have a guy like Austin Booker there, you know what I mean. You can kind of get away with a little bit of something not working out on that situation. I just hope that the Bears can somehow try to get these guys. It's not only on the players. Let's put it that way. We talk about these injuries, and like Kyler Gordon, you got Jalen Johnson, who was injured for a lot of major portion of the season. It's not only on the players, and some people are not going to like this because you want to see the Bears playing physical and things like that, but it's a change from what they were used to, right? So a lot of these players were used to maybe a lax practice schedule, you know what I mean? And then Ben Johnson comes in and it changes. Their bodies have to kind of either get used to that or they have to get some different type of nutrition and strength and conditioning in order to kind of make that pivot to what Ben Johnson is trying to accomplish out there. So those are things too. All of this goes hand in hand. The coaching, how hard is he working them in practice? Strength and conditioning coaches, do you need to take a look at those guys and say, hey, can you get our guys to recovery faster during the week to where guys can actually get and be back on the football field? That is your job. You know what I'm saying? They need to do that. Yep. And I always go back to Lovie Smith. The first year that he was with the Bears, they had a ton of injuries. And what did he do? In the offseason, he fired the strength and conditioning coach and brought somebody else in. And they cleaned a lot of that stuff up. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So, those are things that have to be on the table as well. If we're talking about just players, no, we need to talk about Ben Johnson, what he's doing coaching. And also, is there anything that you need to tweak on your coaching staff when it comes to the strength and conditioning? Even the nutritionist, all of that.
I would not be surprised if they made a change at strength and conditioning coach, just like Lovie did.
I wouldn't either because we saw it happen with Detroit last year. Yeah. They went hard in the paint in their practices. It showed on the field. They were nasty. Mm-hmm. And the same thing happened this year with the Bears. They went hard in the paint in practice. Yep. It showed on the field, and it also showed on the injury report list. Yep. And I was worried about that. And
some players said it was the hardest training camp they'd ever had in their career. And then you look at teams that played the next week after playing the Bears, they didn't do well. They were like 1-11.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good point, Tooch.
Yep.
So Fitz is here. Fitz,
what's happening, my man?
Did you have a good Valentine's Day?
Not really.
There's 2 minutes of my life, of your life.
I was getting over one of the worst colds I've had in about 10 years. My voice, you can still kind of tell I'm still a little coming up a little bass voice here right now.
Yeah, for me, it's been since we've had a ton of warm weather here, man. We had a stretch of like 5 days,
and I missed it all.
Fitz, you've been listening too much Barry White, man.
I got the
coming here with the deep voice, huh?
Yeah, a little Lou Rawls voice going on.
Fitz, nice to officially meet you, and I've heard the same thing from everybody in the Chicagoland area. They're all getting that same shitty cold that's just taking them down for 4 days, 5 days or more.
Yeah, it's just yeah, it's the crud, as we call it, the crud. So
I'm lucky. I live in Atlanta and I work from home, so I barely leave my house. I very rarely get sick. So
you don't come in contact with other humans and their viruses. Well, that's one way to do it, I guess.
It's got to work from home.
We've been talking a little Bears off season, of course, and left tackle have left them in sort of a bind. And I asked the guys if they would draft or sign a free agent or both. What would you do if you were Ryan Poles?
I'm more of the opinion to go through the draft with offensive line too. Not that it's the easiest position or the easiest thing to do. I mean, look, last year we got 3 veterans in there and it made a difference. But I think right now, this year, it just seems they're so thin with the cap, even if they do some magic with the restructuring. We have to do the best with what we've got. And I think we don't give up whatever capital you have left for this year. Because I think after next year, the cap opens up a little bit for us. So this year, if we can do things with the draft, maybe steal, somebody during training camp that some team might not want, but I think the draft is the way to go, and just not to put a lot in it towards a free agency and whatever cap space we have left.
I agree.
Speaking of the cap opening up next year, I have a question for you guys. Do you think that Caleb will let's talk about the Patrick Mahomes 10-year, $500 million contract, which seemed ridiculous at the time, but he's making $50 million or less a year, depending on, what his bonus was and all that. But now he sits here as like not even close to the highest paid quarterback in the league. Do you guys envision Caleb Williams taking a contract like that? I could see like maybe 10 years, $600 million or something. And Caleb Williams makes $60 million a year. He has his investment in his new soccer team. He has other investments. He's the first NIL player one of the first NIL players ever, or in that class, and he made like $20 million that year. He already had enough investment money. I could see Caleb Williams taking a team-friendly deal in the sense that if they make it a big contract for a lot of years, I don't see him complaining about, like Aaron Rodgers bitching and moaned that, Jimmy Garoppolo and Kirk Cousins made more money than him in the same year with their contracts. Now he has to be the highest paid quarterback again and make more money than him. I just don't see that happening. I want to know just your opinion on that.
Yeah, my opinion is I'm always of the mindset, you got a young guy, you pay him early, you save money in the long run. Are you going to have a situation where you have a guy that's, holding that every 2 or 3 years because he's trying to get more money? Does he only want to sign a small contract so that he can try to re-up and get more and more and more money? Or does he say, you know what, hey, these guys are going to take care of me. They're going to take care of me early. If you take care of them in year 3, after year 3, instead of year 5, then they're more inclined to take the deal. Like Pat Mahomes, they got it done after year 3. You know what I'm saying? The deal is done. And you're actually paying a guy earlier than you have to, which shows him a little bit of, hey, we like you, we want you, so on and so forth. And then he'll in turn kind of give you a little bit of a hometown discount. But if you make him wait until after year 4 or 5, now all of a sudden I want all my money. You know what I'm saying? So you have to get these guys done early, build a relationship with them. I believe in you, and paying somebody early is always better because they're more inclined to just go ahead and take the money at that point.
Yep.
It's the one thing about the Bears.
GPT says Caleb Williams will be the first $1 billion NFL player prediction.
Not 10, with the Bears.
10 years, 1.1 billion, 110 million per year. So they better get that stadium built, Danikin.
Yeah, they better do it. They better do it quickly, man, because that ain't.
You're gonna need some money for Caleb, man.
That's the one thing that scares me, though.
Giving him more than 2 minutes at the end. That's 2 minutes at the end.
Here's the thing too. Like Cliff's saying that Mahomes does a lot of commercials. How much money does he make from his commercials? And I mean, I don't live in the Chicagoland area anymore, but I asked the questions to my friends and family. Do you see Caleb doing commercials? Is he doing car commercials? Is he doing local commercials? He's certainly not doing State Farm commercials. He seems to stay out of the limelight like that. Like he's the only Chicago Bear to have not done a Meet the Rookies production for the Chicago Bears since they started making the Meet the Rookies productions. And he just seems like the kind of guy that just like he didn't meet up with Troy Aikman, for that interview, and that pissed off Troy Aikman, and he was being a dick talking about it. I just don't see him. I don't think he's a limelight guy. I think he's more of like a low key investment guy, and I don't think he's going to demand or expect a $1 billion contract. That's asking a lot. That's what that would be 10 years, 100 million.
You don't think eventually there'll be $1 billion player in the NFL?
There will be, but I'm hesitant to say that it would be Caleb. It could be Caleb because of his talent, but I don't. Yeah. I'm hesitant to say that it would be him because of his personality, his character.
You know what'll really bake your noodle, to quote the Oracle from the Matrix? So what if the Caleb doesn't like the offers he's getting from the Bears and plays out his contract and has a bunch of offers from teams that do want to pay him
and gets franchised every single year?
Yeah, gets franchised every single year. Yeah,
I mean that's the thing. You can do that. He's been 2 years, so the Bears at least have 4 more years if they want to, because you can franchise tag him and then you can tag him again with that other tag. So, they got options when it comes to that. But you ruin a relationship by doing that. If you franchise tag a quarterback, that's not a good look. You know what I mean? That's not a good look.
One thing that scares me is the Bears organization doing this, because they've never had this in front of them. And like you talk about the Patrick Mahomes deal, that I don't think people heard that going on. It just one day, Patrick Mahomes is getting $500 million and he's part owner of the Kansas City Royals. It was completely just sort of out of left field that happened. And I don't see the Bears doing something that smoothly either. That, somewhere in the middle of next year, like, in next April, all of a sudden one morning we wake up and Caleb signed for the next 10 years. I hope something like that would happen, but the Bears have never just been in a position to have to do that.
Uncharted territory, right? The territory they've never been here before.
Do you guys agree with this statement? Poles is very good with the salary situation. I mean, the big contracts last season have kind of put us in a little spot. I don't think it was catastrophic. No. It's fixable, but I would say
Dio for $15 million a year. To your point, Tooch.
Yeah, and Grady Jarrett $15 million a year. I don't think it's. Look, you can in hindsight say, look, Grady Jarrett's an older player. We gave him too much money, and he was injured, coming off injury, and he was injured. Deo had injury history. Another Achilles tear, tore his Achilles when he was coming out of college at Vanderbilt. You could dig him for that, but I mean, look, it could happen to any GM. I'm not gonna. Poles hit on a lot of a lot of things last season. Let me just flash one thing up here if I can find it. He hit on the rookies, man. You got to give it to him, man. Those 3 offensive rookies that he signed, plus Jade Walker, you could throw in there too. Had a couple big touchdowns.
Plus Ozzie Trapillo.
Plus Ozzie Trapillo. Yep.
Yeah, we had 5 rookies that contributed majorly this season. That's huge. If we can get that again,
give me 3. You know,
if we can get in the situation where we are drafting and developing, and then losing those players because we can draft and develop the next one, and they can start the next year and replace them. We can get the comp picks. And by the way, I want to talk about that too. I'm sure you've talked about it before, but if we can do that, then we can become. That's how you build a dynasty.
You're talking about the comp picks for Ian Cunningham.
The Chiefs got 2.
You should have gotten. It's not fair. We did talk about it last week, but
the Chiefs got 2 third round.
Is it decided?
I don't know. I'm hoping that the Bears are gonna dispute that and take them to court. NFL court, whatever you want to call it. But the Chiefs got 2 third round comp picks for losing Ryan Poles. And my conspiracy theory of it is that they are terrified. The NFL, because it's an NFL owners league, is terrified of the Chicago Bears. There are still major fans all over the globe because of the '85 Bears, and they weren't even a dynasty. They were a one-hit wonder that should have been better. And this team is on the verge of becoming a dynasty with their coach and their quarterback and what they're building. And if they start giving us picks if they deny us these 2 third round comp picks, which other teams have gotten in the past, it only proves to me that they are terrified. All the owners are terrified of the Bears becoming a dynasty, because I've said it before on my own podcast, it's going to be just a random Bengals Chiefs game, and you're going to hear "Let's go Bears" in the stands, because the fans are going to take it over.
The Chiefs dynasty, Patrick Mahomes contract kind of, and they're in salary cap hell too now. They talk about trading or cutting Chris Jones, who will look good in a Bears uniform, if you want my opinion. Did Patrick Mahomes' contract situation maybe dent their dynasty a little bit?
I mean, they've been to how many Super Bowls?
Yeah.
I'll take that.
What were they, 6-11 Fitz?
What? Oh, okay.
They were
one bad year in the last
this season.
Yeah. So they had one bad year this year. I'll take their run any day. What they've had since 2018, is it? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I will take that run any day. And I'll take a little dent in it if you have to. Eventually the cap catches up with you, and the people you fill in around just don't work. It just happens. But yeah, I will.
We do
gladly take a run like the Chiefs did the last 8 years.
Right.
For sure.
I gotta address that from Sell Me Short. There is not a chance.
Doesn't that guy look a lot like Steven Zimmerman?
There's not a chance that he's taking 6 years for $280 million, man. You got to understand, this is the NFL. These guys also have a responsibility to their brothers that play the game of football too. While we want to see guys take less money, their goal is to advance the ball, like advance the ball. So next guy up, get more money. Next guy up, get more money. Next guy up, get more money. It's the only way players start making more money.
Totally agree.
Now, if you got guys that start taking tremendous, that's a huge pay cut if he's taking $46 million.
They don't want to go backwards. You're saying, Danica.
No. Just like we don't want to see them going backwards on the football field, they don't want to go backwards with their pay.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So they're going to advance that as much as possible.
I'm glad you said that.
And they have a responsibility. I think it's probably we're not privy to some of the NFL PA Player Association type stuff, but I'm pretty sure in their books or manuals or whatever they have that they go over, they probably have some stipulations like, look, you can't go backwards too much. You can give a hometown discount. You could do your deal early and take a little bit less money that way. But we're not in the business of of giving back to the owners, because it's owners versus players. Even it is what it is. It's the same thing with you and I on our jobs. I'm not taking less money just for the heck of it. You know what I'm saying? No.
Yeah, fans are hoping for a hometown discount, no doubt.
Yeah.
That happened.
Bottom line, it's not enough money. $200
and owners. Let's not get it twisted. Owners will pit fans against the players.
Oh yeah.
To create problems. You know what I mean? And you'll have, and that's so. We just have to understand this is a business too. It's not just football. And we're looking at it like, man, these dudes make $100 million. Why are you crying? You know what I mean about anything?
I agree with Tony. We're looking at $60 million a year.
At least, yeah.
Minimum. At least $60 million a year.
Minimum.
I would hope it's not more than.
Yeah.
All right. We might as well get to a little Caleb Williams because Aldo loaded it up. Here's Caleb on Max Crosby's podcast. If you haven't seen it,
I want to see this.
Go and check it out. Here's the first clip.
I'm excited. I'm actually itching to get back, to be honest. I'm fighting myself right now because I do know that rest and getting away is extremely important. And so I'm fighting the urge right now.
So the fire's burning.
Fire's burning. I'm ready. Yeah, I'm excited to get back. Especially after the work, seeing the work, feeling the work, going through it, going through the tough of last year, but also going through the tough of this year with new coach and tough coach, and having to learn so much. And then the benefits of it, of going out there and being able to win games and feeling confident, and the guys believing, and just winning is I mean it's all that matters. It's one of the most best feelings in the world, going back into that locker room and things like that after those interviews or shaking hands and things like that, and partying with your boys in the locker room is it's unbeatable.
All right, clip number 2.
It's like a big fart.
Big fart. Aldo loves that fart. Yeah, he recorded himself farting shortly to get that sound. Clip number 2 says Caleb on Ben Johnson.
He's like us. Like he wants to whoop everybody's ass.
Yes. Yeah.
And he's like a player in a sense, because he's like he's out there. And obviously he knows he's not out there. He knows that he always tells me, he's like, players make coaches, and players are everything. More than scheme, more than anything. And so I think he does a good job of like adapting to his players, but he is like a player. Like he wants to whoop everybody's ass.
Yeah. Cutthroat.
Every coach,
cut their heads off.
Every defense, and for me, I love it because that's.
You're on the.
I feel the same way. I'm on the same wavelength. I'm on the same vibe. Like I want to go out there. I want to, whether it's we got a good defense, good special team. Like that doesn't. Like I want that and whatever.
Yeah.
I can't control those things. That's not me. But when we go out there, I want to put up 50. If it's a shootout, it's a shootout. If it's a blowout, it's a blowout. Like whatever. Mm-hmm. That's on all of us as a team to do. But going out there and putting up 50, being the best offense to ever touch the grass is kind of the mindset.
I love that. That's dope, bro.
I have 2 things.
Gotta love it.
I have 2 things to say about that. One is you can see Max Crosby's dick doing this.
He loves Caleb. Man, you gotta watch. You really have to watch it. There's one little segment where Caleb talks about playing the Raiders this past season, and he threw a pass. He thought Crosby was on the other side of the line, so he throws the pass, and he's like, how the hell did he get over? And he tipped the ball in there. He's like, oh shit, it's in the air. Oh shit, he intercepted it. He's like, now I gotta go fucking tackle him. I was like, man, you watch this podcast, you'd be like, I want Max Crosby on this team. No question. The guy,
100%.
The guy is an animal. He works his ass off. He understands the game. He's 100 miles an hour every play. His motor is. He's like Caleb Williams' motor is 100 miles an hour too. These two guys.
He plays every play.
Yeah. Well, let's just get into it with.
Let me finish my other.
Go ahead, and then we'll talk about Max Crosby. What it would take.
with Max Crosby's tweet that he would love to play for the Bears because he wants to play for a winner, and then hearing all that stuff about Ben Johnson right there, that it's going through his mind right there in that interview with Caleb. Like, damn, I want to play for this head coach. I would love Max Crosby on the team, but I don't want to trade away the future.
Instantly makes your defense a heck of a lot better.
And here's why those 2 third-round comp picks are so important, because if we did get those, we could that would kind of balance out the trade for Max Crosby, because we're basically going to be picking like high second-round picks, with late first-round picks for the next.
I'm glad you said that, man.
However long. So if we get those 2 third-round comp picks, that's like an extra second-round pick, basically, or an extra third-round pick.
You can trade up with some of that leverage.
Exactly, there. And it wouldn't really matter if you did give away 2 first-round picks for Max Crosby, because they're late first-round picks, and you get 2/3 in the next 2 rounds, the next 2 drafts, and that's what just pisses me off about the NFL holding off and making the Bears have to actually take him to NFL court per se to get those picks, because they deserve it.
Well, let me take it one step further and see what you guys think, because to me the NFL is missing a golden opportunity. They loved making the Chiefs a freaking dynasty, which we were just talking about. This is their chance.
It was a small market team, so they wanted it, right? We're too big to give it to us.
You have a quarterback with the same kind of gravitas that Patrick Mahomes has, the talent, the scrambling around, the making incredible plays. And we saw Jumpman all freaking season. This is a golden opportunity. The NFL is all about marketing, trying to get into Europe and all of this. They had a multinational halftime show, just getting fans from all over the world. They had the biggest pop star in the world on the halftime show. This would be a golden opportunity to give the Bears the comp picks, let them trade for Max Crosby, let them build a little dynasty here around Caleb Williams, and then get people in. And Caleb Williams is the perfect player to bring in new fans. A perfect player with all of his magic, the magical plays that we're just talking about. That Rams throw, they talk about it in the freaking in the podcast, where it's like Max Crosby is like, I'm watching this game, I'm like, oh shit, he's running backwards. What's he gonna do? Oh shit, it's a touchdown.
Everybody
Caleb talks about the play, talks about seeing Ben Johnson's face after that play, but he's like, I saw how disappointed he was. Then I was like, okay, we got a touchdown. We're back in the game. It's a tie game. It's an opportunity for the NFL to have another Chiefs dynasty. And I may be selfish because I'm a Bears fan. I would love to see it. Fitz, what do you think?
I don't know what they should be afraid of, the Bears being popular again.
Right.
That's got to be great for it's got to make everybody money.
Golden opportunity.
You just look at what they did in 1 year. I mean, everyone's talking about them. Everybody wants to play with Caleb, and the players want to play with Ben Johnson. I mean, if there was no salary cap, they could bring in everybody.
Yeah.
I just don't know what they're afraid of. I have a lot of thoughts on that. The comp picks, because it just looks so bad in so many ways from so many angles.
Totally.
But
did everything right the way the system is set up, Daniken? What do you think? Is it a golden opportunity the NFL is missing here to get another Chiefs like dynasty of popularity and bring in international fans, bring in more fans, which is what the NFL is hungry for?
I think it's a situation where you have to have a lot of things work in your favor to become a dynasty in the NFL at this day and age, right? The Chiefs, let's not get it twisted, right? And I look at the Chiefs, I look at teams like the Lions, some of these teams that got some of that success and they built a roster. The Chiefs, when Mahomes took over, they were already very good. They were in the AFC Championship game with Alex Smith before that, and they lost, right?
Great point.
So when he gets thrust into the situation, he walks into a perfect scenario, right, for a quarterback, for a young quarterback. Working with Andy Reid, working with Tyreek Hill, Mecole Hardman,
Travis Kelce,
the best tight end in the league at the time.
Yep, the fastest wide receiver in the league.
Exactly. You got a track team at your disposal.
A damn good defense.
Exactly, a good defense, and then decent offensive line. So he walked into a wonderful situation. That's what made their situation perfect because all those other guys were under contracts and everything like that. The Bears are doing it differently, right? The Bears have to build around Caleb, of course, right? Now, they do have a lot of weaponry and things like that, but they had to revamp the offensive line. They had to do this. They had to do that. So it's a different way of building the team, but you still build it through the draft.
Yes.
The NFL certainly probably could help in certain ways, but it's limited as to what they can kind of do. Even Detroit, I talk about Detroit, and they're not a dynasty. I'm not saying they're a dynasty, but they got good, and they got good because they had Stafford. They were able to get rid of Stafford and having Jared Goff, even though a lot of people hate him, having that type of quarterback to get him back plus all the picks that they got from Matt Stafford, it created their team. You know what I mean? So the Bears are not in that situation. They walked in, and when Poles got here, he didn't have his first round draft pick, right? So we had to do some things. We had to finagle some things. They tanked. I'm going to be honest with you. I think the Bears tanked.
Yep.
And they kind of used Justin Fields, start of his career to do that, you know what I mean? Which isn't fair, but it is life. You know what I mean? This is the NFL. This is a business. We have to understand that as people. And so they go about it a different way. Now you have a situation where how do you sustain it? And that's where the Bears are going to either run into problems and it fall apart. But right now, even with the contracts that Poles has given out, like the Dio, what we were talking about, the Grady Jarrett, I still don't think they're detrimental to the future of the franchise. You see what I'm saying? They're still out. There's still ways to move things around. There's still things that he can do.
There's still some wiggle room.
I'm cool with what he's done, right? And we'll see what happens in the coming years. Once again, I don't think they're going to spend crazy in free agency. So, like Trey Hendrickson, I think what was it? $99 million that he may get.
We can't fit him under the cap.
$33 million?
Nope.
No way for a 31, 32-year-old defensive tackle coming off of a season where he was on the IR. There's no way. I'm not doing it. You know what I mean? And I don't think Poles is that stupid to do it either.
There is one name that came up that could fit under the cap, though. That plays the same position.
Bradley Chubb?
Bradley Chubb.
That's it. Yeah.
Looks like it'll be about 10 to 15 million. Would he take a one-year deal to play with Caleb and Ben Johnson? Maybe, I think. Dude had 8.5 sacks. But not only that, he had a 12.28 pass rush win rate, which ain't bad. He'll be 30 in June, right, which isn't too old.
So if he takes a one-year deal, he's looking to get another. He's looking to ball out and then get another deal. But at the same time,
could you get him for 2 years, $22 million? I don't know. Maybe. That gives you a little more flexibility in the draft. I'm not enamored with the pass rush, the edge rushers in this draft. There's some good ones, but they don't fit what Dennis Allen likes to do. They're smaller speed rusher guys like Cassius Howell and Daniel Hardy. Is that his name, or David Hardy?
Right. Daniel Hardy.
Those guys are or David Bailey. I don't know, whatever his name is. The Texas A&M kid.
Okay.
David Bailey. Chat probably has it. I haven't really done everything on mine, but PZ says Chubb will have better offers than 1 year. As I said, to give him a 2-year contract. 2 years, $22 million. See if he signs just to play with Caleb and Ben Johnson.
Yeah, he may have better offers, but the thing is that are the offers going to be a situation that
the Cardinals? Bradley, come out right?
He can win with,
It could be that type of offer, or it could be an offer that's kind of lowballed, but still pretty high, and he knows that he's taking a pay cut. Yeah,
give him a shit ton of incentives. When players hit 30, they're like, shit, I don't have a Super Bowl ring. I'm going to start looking. If I was a 30-year-old player and I still got some juice left, I'm going to be looking for a team that gives me a chance to get a ring.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Bears offer a decent chance. We were one, 2 games. We're like 1 or 2 games away from making it to the big dance.
It's Chicago.
Yeah, and plus it's Chicago.
For Chicago.
It's Chicago.
It is. It's very simple. It was a meme, but it's
true. Indiana.
No, it's not good. It's not Gary. It's Chicago.
Northwest Indiana.
The Gary Indianimals. That's what.
Before we forget, let's just talk about what it would take to get Max Crosby here. This is the latest. I forget the guy's name that floated this exact one out here, but the Bears would get Max Crosby and the Raiders 2027, so next year's 5th round pick. The Raiders would receive our 2026 1st round pick and DJ Moore, wide receiver.
I would.
Yeah. Would you guys do this? Because I would do this.
I would do that.
Yeah, I would do this. You're going to free up 15 or 18 million with DJ Moore's number off the books.
The Raiders are going to need a good receiver with that rookie quarterback they're going to draft. And, you know, I think I've always been thinking this all season long is that
they have no wide receivers.
How many games did Austin Booker play, and how many sacks did he have? Did he have 6, I think?
He missed the first 9 games of the season. He had 4.5 sacks.
Okay, but he played well when he played, and he was an impact player. Yeah. I would love to see him develop with a Max Crosby on his team and take some of what what he has to offer as far as a mentor to him, because I feel they're kind of the same player. I think that'd be a win-win as far as Austin Booker for the future, because I love Austin Booker. I think he is.
Everyone's like, look, DJ Moore's not getting traded. Look, I don't know, but this is what's going around this week, man. Like I said, it was like whoredom out there, prostitution, engagement farming out there this week with DJ Moore getting traded. It ain't me, bro. It's just I'm just telling you what was out there in the social media.
I wouldn't take it.
I would not say he's not getting traded, though. I would say that the odds are 50-50.
Yeah, I still think you have to replace DJ. And it's like to fill one position to replace another. And are we just going to assume that Rome's going to take the next step and not drop everything?
No, it's not Rome. It's Luther.
Okay, still, he's still young. He's still got a lot to go. I think another year with DJ could help both of those guys, and we'd be much better off in the future. To just, I think DJ. It's like if you look at his numbers, it's one thing to replace it. I think there's intangibles and locker room stuff that replacing DJ is more than just getting a defensive pass rusher.
Let's be objective, though. Let's look at his numbers.
We have to talk about this again, Fitz.
It's okay.
Well, I'm a newbie on your show, so I haven't talked to you about this.
We talked about it for like 2 hours last week.
Let's be objective, though. Like DJ, his best games were against the Packers. Do we want him for that? Yes. But when you look at the rest of the season, I mean, he had less yards than our rookie tight end receiving. So
nobody had a lot of yards.
Right. Our rookie tight end had the most receiving yards for this team. So is DJ expendable in that regard? Yes. He definitely is. Yeah. So he really wasn't Caleb's go-to receiver. It was DJ, and then it was Rome, and then it started when Rome got injured. It started to kind of become Luther, but then it was DJ in the Packers games, and those were the big games that he had. Yeah. And if that means that we need DJ for every Packers win, then let's keep him. But if that's all we're getting, then he does have some expendability, right?
We gotta understand too. When we talk about being expendable in this offense, who's not expendable then?
Yeah,
that's my question. Because Caleb put up. Yeah, Caleb probably. But nobody put up absurd numbers. Nobody put up absurd numbers, and that's because the ball gets spread around.
Rookies.
That's fine. I don't give a dang. I don't care who they are or what it is. The guys spread the ball around. Ben Johnson, this is the first year of this offense. It's like a bowl of chili, bro. When you make that chili, right? The next day, is it better? Fitz?
It's better the next day.
It is
way
better.
better the next day.
It's always better the next day.
So here's what I'm saying.
Brilliant.
This offense is going to get better year by year with the guys that we have and with Ben Johnson at the helm and Caleb Williams throwing the ball. That's what's going to happen. It's like a bowl of chili, man. It's going to get better.
Man.
I love it.
Perfect analogy.
Put that on a shirt.
I'm always
let me play devil's advocate.
This will be better tomorrow.
I love chili. Let me play devil's advocate, though. I don't like playing devil's advocate as much as I like chili, but it's DJ Moore is going to be 29 years old. He's coming off a season where he posted career lows. I know they spread the ball around some 50 catches, 682 yards. He's still a guy who in 2024 had 98 catches, and 2023 had 96 catches. But his cap number is high. The Bears are $5 million over the cap. We have to do some creative salary cap management to continue to keep this playoff Super Bowl window open.
I don't see any receiver getting 98, 97, 98, 100 catches in Ben Johnson's offense. The ball is spread around.
Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Okay, well, that's a good point. But I just don't see that.
You do got Jared Goff. Jared Goff is like a force feeder to that guy. You know what I mean? He force feeds the ball. He doesn't look in the direction of other guys. Now, Caleb does that sometimes with Rome, where he's
Colston towards the end of the season.
I'm going to Rome. Yeah,
Loveland and
that's only because Rome wasn't there. You know what I mean? In my opinion.
I mean, look, the foot injury just killed his season, but at the beginning of the season, he was like top 15 in a ton of categories. I'm talking about Odunze. And then he had the foot injury, and you just look, man, anybody will tell you if you're a receiver, man, you need your foot to be totally healthy so you can run your routes and make your cuts. And then
his foot to jump through the Philadelphia locker room roof.
And look, I get his hands failed him last year too. That's the perplexing part about Odunze is that his hands weren't as good as advertised. Danik, it was when he was at University of Washington. His hands were some of the best in college football.
It's like what happened. I don't know what happened there.
Yeah, I don't either. It's perplexing, and might be the reason why they decided to keep DJ Moore. Would you trade the Raiders Rome Odunze instead of Moore?
No.
Because there's your two first-round picks.
Yeah,
I mean,
you can't.
Odunze was a first-round pick, and you would need to be more because of the cap.
You're trading.
Here's the problem. Here's the problem that I have with it. Right.
Yeah.
DJ Moore is how old?
He'll be 29.
Yeah, so he'll be 29. He's 28. He'll be 29. Yep. Max Crosby's already 29, right?
He's 29. Yep.
So you're trading a guy in DJ Moore who's a little bit younger. Let me finish.
Max Crosby had an injury too.
Right.
Yes, he had to have surgery.
He's had 8 surgeries, I think. Right.
Yeah, he had one this offseason too. Yep.
And I'm not saying that he can't come back from those, but a guy who was already had 8 surgeries. He's 1 year older than DJ Moore. You're going to trade him DJ Moore and a first-round pick. I'm not in the business of doing it, man. And I understand the Bears want quick fixes and the fans want this to be a quick fix and things like that. And let's get on to the next thing. But I want to see things through. I want to see things through with the guys that we have. I want them to continue to build through the draft. I think that's the proper way to do it.
Yeah, and so does Poles.
It's just my opinion. You know what I mean?
Yep. Let me just take it one step further because there's also talk about the Lions signing Max Crosby in our division. He's taking him back home. He's a Michigan kid. Played at Eastern Michigan. I think he's grew up around Detroit. Playing facing Crosby twice a year instead of having him on our team. What would you do to keep the Lions from getting him? Would that change something if the DJ Moore and the first round pick deal, the Raiders were like, okay, I think we could do that, because when the Raiders shut down Max Crosby at the end of last season, he wasn't happy. He did have an injury, wanted to keep playing. What do you guys think?
I would say maybe try to drive the price up for Detroit to get him. Maybe play the devil's advocate there and just pretend like you want him, and then see how much Detroit wants him, and then they sell the house for him, and that's fine.
Screw themselves like the Packers. Yeah. I mean, look, it's a different trade. I mean, Micah Parsons is a 24, 25-year-old kid.
Yeah.
So the Packers aren't going to not having a first-round draft pick the next 2 years. But Parsons is a guy that you have a lot of life with. He's, like Danica said, Max Crosby's 29 years old.
Well, he's 28, but he'll be 29.
He'll be 29
before the season starts. Before the season starts,
he wants to play for a winner, though. The Raiders kind of they never should have hired Pete Carroll, in my opinion. I mean, that was just like, guy was ready for retirement. They did make up for that mistake by hiring Clint Kubiak to be their head coach. So they are trying to turn things around. They admitted their mistake with Carroll. Like I said, last season the Raiders shelved Crosby with angered and frustrated him. He had to have surgery to repair a torn meniscus. The Lions have had the interest. I mean, it's a sticky situation with what's his name, Max Crosby, and then you guys brought up Trey Hendrickson. We can't fit him under the cap. Max Crosby, we're not giving up 2 first-round picks, which is reportedly what the Raiders left. So we'll leave it there.
And if you do, how long is Max Crosby under contract? If you do give up give up 1 first-round pick and 2 first-round picks, and you pull him in here, are you going to have to turn around and pay him money too? Because he's going to get Trey Hendrickson's money as well.
He has a contract.
Okay, so
I don't know what the cap figure is. I'd have to go back on Spotrac.
Is it? I'll look it up right quick.
See, I see the chat talking about Dan Brown says Packers traded the moon for Micah Parsons. Look what happened. And that reminds me of what we did with Khalil
That's
Mack.
why we're not. Yep.
And I kind of laughed when the Packers did, and then I laughed when he got injured and he didn't make a damn difference.
Next year he'd have a cap hit of $35.8 million.
Who, Max would?
Yeah, he's got 4 years left on a 5-year deal.
Yeah, he's signed through 2029. So
goodness.
Ooh, good.
I would love Max Crosby, but geez.
I would love him too. It would be great. But
there aren't a lot of teams that can take that salary on, and I don't know if the Bears could.
I don't think they can.
Because you're talking you have an out after the 2027. So really it's only a 2-year deal we're committed to him for, which would be 2 years, $64 million. 65 million. So really it's a 2-year 65 million. You can cut him after 2027 with 0 dead cap. So really it's a 2-year $65 million. So it ain't bad.
I have to leave for a second. I got to take a quick leak. I'll be right back.
All right. Yep.
He's going to the bushes.
White Claws. I'm heading to Aldo's bushes.
Going to the bushes.
Look out, Aldo. Don't look at your ring cam.
Aldo. All right, moving on from Max Crosby talk. I think would be Max Crosby, DJ Moore. I want to talk about this guy. I've been waiting to talk about this guy.
Yeah.
His numbers last season would say, how do you guys think he did last season? I know he was injured too. How many tackles would you estimate he had last season?
Jermaine, what do you have? 70?
Close, 61.
Okay.
1 sack, 0 forced fumbles, and he did have four. He had 4 interceptions.
Oh, 4.
Yeah, at the beginning of the season he was balling, Danikin.
Yeah, you
remember?
Yeah.
And then I don't know. I mean, he must have been hurt.
Yeah, he did get hurt.
Yeah. Later on in the season, I know he missed some games. We had to have DeMarco Jackson and Eamon Abong-Baminga step in. Both those guys are free agents too. Eamon, I think are they both? I think they're both free agents. I know DeMarco Jackson I would bring back. I also would love to sign this guy. This guy's an animal, man. Could cost you about $9 million a year, man. But you automatically get younger there. Well, no, I don't think you do. They're the same age. Tremaine Edmonds is he's an old young guy. He's been in the league, so he started playing, I think, when he was 20.
Yeah.
Started playing in the league when he was 20.
I think he's going to be a cap casualty.
I do too, Danica. What do you think? I mean,
I think so too. I think those are the positions nowadays that just don't get that much money.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Linebacker is sort of like the running back of the defense.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Them and safeties. Safeties don't. You're not, unless you're Troy Polamalu or Ed Reed out there, then you're not getting that top dollar.
What's that guy's name on the Ravens? Unicorn.
Yeah, Kyle.
Kyle Hamilton.
Kyle Hamilton, yeah.
That guy is an animal. Plus, Emin Wari is really good on Seattle too. Those guys.
Yeah.
Unless you are one of those like unicorn safeties,
right?
And that's the thing. I mean, look, the hybrid linebackers and big safeties; those are kind of all the rage right now. So, I mean, whether you're going with the super fast, smaller linebacker, or whether you're going with the super fast, bigger safety, they're kind of 6 of one, half dozen of the other.
Mm-hmm.
Linebackers, though, they're like running backs. They're not.
They're like running backs, and the reason being is because the game has changed, right?
Yeah.
So linebackers were dominant back when there was a lot of running. You needed
Mike
those
Singletary.
guys to. Those guys needed to hit gaps, and they needed to fill gaps and stop these running backs. Now you have linebackers who are in nightmare matchups against tight ends that are masquerading as tight ends. They're really wide receivers that are masquerading as tight ends, and you're asking linebackers to cover wide receivers now.
And running backs out of the flat, smaller, quicker running backs.
Exactly. So it's a situation where you got a lot of teams that are playing more nickelbacks, one linebacker sometime instead of maybe 2 or 3.
Such a great point, Danikin. I thought I might have been Greg Gabriel said teams are playing like nickel, like more nickel than they've ever played per down in the history of the league.
Yeah.
This is why we lost the 2006 Super Bowl. It was because Lovie Smith refused to play nickel in that game. I watched that game so many times, and all you could see was that he was not playing nickel when it was needed.
Plus, we took out Thomas Jones.
Yep.
Who was running the ball like an animal.
I want to tell you guys, I have a hard out in like 20 minutes because I have a dog that is slowly dying of bone cancer.
Man, sorry to hear that.
We just found out he has kidney disease, so he is a constant. He can't walk. But he's all there in his brain, but he's like, he wants to walk, but he can't, and we can't let him walk because if he walks, he could break his leg. So it's a constant, my wife wants to go to bed soon, and I have to go help her and take him out, and we have to carry him and bring him outside.
Video then before you leave.
Bring him outside to take
got the impatient bear, Shorty.
Yeah, let's do that before he leaves. Let's do that.
I want to talk about your food, Fitz.
Yeah, let's go. All right,
Patchkey Day yesterday.
Oh man, I went looking for Punchki. I couldn't find him. Like
you can't find him in Iowa.
No, I can't. I don't want to drive to Hertz Donut. They have good ones and stuff. But I was on the other side of town last night. We have a donut chain called Hertz Donut. Really good donuts and stuff. They have it's like John Belushi is their mascot, whatever. They have a Belushi picture, and then Hy-Vee, like the grocery store, it's like a Jewel. It's they didn't have them this year. It's like the girls. I want to stop at Hy-Vee on the way home. I saw the girls who couldn't find them. Like, well, crap, we're not buying donuts, today. But all right, let's get to Fitz. Why don't you set it up here and we'll I'll roll it as soon as your intros.
Yeah. So I went to JP Graziano's Italian Market in West Loop. In the last few years, they've had Jardiniere Paczki. So think Jardiniere infused. Okay. It's delicious. There's it's a sweetened spiciness to it. And he's got a chocolate and a vanilla.
Yeah.
And they're so good. I really love the vanilla. And apparently he wasn't he was on the fence about doing them this year until I mentioned them in a tweet to somebody. It was like, if you want to try something different, go to JP's. And he's like, oh, okay. I guess
I better make them, huh?
So I went down there. I had
and where's Graziano's again? Randolph Street?
Yeah, it's on Randolph and Green, right in the heart of West Loop.
West Loop.
It's been there for forever. And I got a sandwich. They got great sandwiches there and a cherry RC. I mean, it was as Chicago of a Punchki day as you could get, I think. It was
nice. Cherry RC.
Wow. It's great.
It's a sandwich shop and deli.
Yeah, it's an Italian deli.
Right, bakery. Okay. Yeah. Get some you get some brioche there, maybe if you're for that.
Yeah, you get
for that heartburn afterwards.
Muffalata and
the brioche, it's like Italian Alka-Seltzer.
Oh,
that's why I go to one here. It's called the Taste of. Well, we have a Graziano's too, but it's not the same.
Not J.
There's a Graziano's here in Des Moines. But all right, let's roll it here. Here we go.
I got a question for you. I've always wondered this, Fitz. How are you not 450 pounds?
Everyone asks that. He walks and he runs a lot, right?
Yes, I do a lot of exercise. Yeah. And outside of that, I do eat relatively healthy. Like I probably have salmon for lunch 4 or 5 times a week. It just doesn't get enough hits, when you post that. So
of course. That Italian with giardiniera looked.
Yeah, if you cut like bread and carbs and sugar out for your most of the week or all the week, you'll keep the pounds off. Yeah.
My wife and I stopped eating refined sugar and refined flour or refined white flour for 6 months. Exactly. We lost 30 pounds in a month.
Yeah, that's how you do it. Yep.
No voiceover on that one. I was still, dealing with things. I didn't want to edit out coughing and all that stuff.
Yeah. I just for those Pachki that were giardiniera, there's no vegetables in their crunchiness. It's just like the essence.
There's a few peppers in there. I mean, it's very slight, but it's basically just that spice that's in there, and it's
not like really finely chopped giardiniera.
No.
Okay,
people kind of freak out about that. I'm like, no, just think giardiniera infused. That's a good way.
That's what I was thinking, like the extract of giardiniera.
Yeah,
well, that would be good, man. I mean, you could get chocolate bars with red chili.
Yeah, right.
At the store, at the grocery store. I forget, a lot of those.
And he does it just that one day, and when they're gone, they're gone. And so it's a.
Did you go and get ashes today?
I did not. I missed it. My wife and my mom went, but I was working too late. So
Shorty,
what did I? What
did you get to go to Mass Ash Wednesday today?
Did I do what?
Go to Ash Wednesday.
Who shot who in the what?
That was Ash Wednesday. I'm not religious.
You weren't raised. Okay. You have an Italian last name, I assumed you were Catholic.
No. I am spiritual and not religious at all.
Okay. Fitz and I were raised Catholic.
No, Lutheran. I'm Lutheran.
Oh, were you? Okay.
Yeah, my dad was a pastor. So I could not be Catholic if my dad was a pastor.
It's like Irish.
My family's Catholic, but I'm not.
Most Irish are Catholic.
Yeah. I have a funny family story though about that. Well, not funny, but it's like my Irish family
and I were raised
from Southern Ireland, but we were Protestants, so we were kind of chased off the island type of a thing.
Well, I love going to Hope Lutheran here in West Des Moines. Their pastor is fantastic.
Yeah.
So you guys go to church every Sunday?
Mm-hmm.
I try to, yeah.
Yeah, you're a fake Catholic, Cooch.
Well, I mean, my wife works. My wife works Saturday and Sunday, so she's like sleeping a lot. So I kind of have to talk her into going to sleep after she gets home from work. I mean, going to mass after she comes home from work, and then going to sleep like an hour or two later.
Yeah, she's the unwind after all that.
Cutting some of her sleep, and I mean,
by the way, I need some recipes from your wife, dude.
Dude, I had a Filipino barbecue my wife made tonight. It was fucking awesome.
Oh my gosh!
You ever had the Filipino barbecue skewers?
Oh yeah.
Go to
the ones that are cooked over like the
charcoal,
the special wood.
Yep.
Yeah.
It fits. You'll have to go to. There's some places that have like Unimart has or Seafood City. That's not far from your old stomping grounds. You know Seafood City is?
I don't know that one.
It's on Elston and Lawrence around there. It's like there's a Jollibee in there and a Red Robin Bakery. Those are all like Filipino chains.
We had Filipino neighbors growing up, so we were spoiled. I mean, they used to bring over food all the time, and it was I had Filipino neighbors on our right and Mexican neighbors on our left, and it was just like.
Did they bring the little barbecue pork skewers? Mm-hmm. It's like satay
and the po, all that stuff.
Huge. What is that? What is that special like charcoal wood? It's wood that's been turned into charcoal that burns hot for hours.
I can't remember. My wife knows the name of that wood.
You're talking about that lump coal?
It's like
it's like a tubular piece of wood, like charcoal wood. It's been turned into charcoal, but it burns for hours underneath that little skewer that they put on in the.
They have like these really thin. If you ever go to Philippines, there's in my wife's neighborhood where her parents' house, the house she grew up in. You walk out, like some people have like their front room, like their sunroom or
front room,
is a little like convenience store. Like so you can walk by and some neighbors they'll sell like one cigarette or like one like packet of shampoo or conditioner. You know, if you need somebody. Like I went to one and there was one neighbor that had like ice, you know, and I wanted my shit cold because it's fucking 90 degrees and humid there. You know, I'm sweating my ass off because I'm a northern boy. And I got a fucking ice cold glass bottle of 7-Up, man. It was the fucking best 7-Up I ever had when I was there. But the beer, San Miguel Pale Pilsner, is like you just straight because you're so hot and sweating, and it's like the beer is so good. It's like a notch above Corona, you know, tasty, really thirst quenching and stuff. But there's also out in front where they have those little convenience store. They have these like L-shaped barbecues. They're thin. They're like maybe like 12 inches wide, and they're like wraparound. So it's like a countertop, but it's like a charcoal barbecue. And they have all these skewers. You get like a little tiny chicken or pigeon. I don't know if it's a chicken or pigeon, like pressed flat barbecued. They have the great tasty sauce. It's like a very thin, like almost like a Korean, banchan sauce, but Filipino style. And you get like a roll of chicken intestines barbecued.
Oh God!
Like, I tried it, but I was hoping there was no bullets in the chamber. You know, but they're clean, pretty good stuff.
I turned Cliff Victoria onto this. It's called Kiawe, Kiawa. It's a Hawaiian wood.
Yeah, that's like the Filipino wood.
Oh, so that's what they use.
Might be the same name. Yeah, Kiawe.
Kiawe. They pronounce it Kiawe, but it's spelled Kiawe.
Yeah,
and I turned Cliff on to this wood because he's a huge, you know, chef, cook. His son's a chef. He's a great cook. I've been to his house before. He's an amazing cook, and he absolutely loves this. He put this in the chat right now. I love your Hawaiian wood. Pricey but great flavor. You can buy it on eBay. Kiawe, Kiawe. You can get it on eBay like if it fits, it ships box. And I buy it all the time, and I constantly cook with it. I built a smokehouse in my backyard. It looks like a little mini outhouse.
Oh my god!
But I smoke my meats in there, and I use the Kiawe wood in there, and I'll just take Kiawe chunks, put it in my charcoal grill with my charcoal, and it's oh my goodness, it is the most unbelievable flavor you could ever experience. And I implore you guys to look this up on eBay. Kiawe, Kiawe. I ran into a guy when I was home last in Chicago at a bar, and he was just about to join his third or fourth barbecue cook-off, and I told him about this wood, and he like literally went on his phone right there and ordered it, and had it shipped to him. It was going to come to his house before his cook-off, and we exchanged numbers, and I was like, please tell me how it went, like how badly did you, because you won like the last two he was in, please tell me how much, how much you won by this time, because you will win with this wood. It is absolutely, it's astounding. It's you can't even explain it.
Of like Mystique, maybe a little milder.
It's
Mystique
totally
pretty strong.
well. It's like they call it the mesquite of Hawaii.
Yeah,
but it is totally nothing like mesquite. It is. There's no, even Cliff can testify to this. There's nothing that compares to it. It's fantastic.
Danica, you ever had Filipino barbecue?
I have not. I have not. Yeah, I've had skewers before, and I like to cook them myself, like and whatnot. But yeah, I haven't had a chance to have
like so many
those.
of those. My wife makes them for me and my son. My son, he's like a junkie. But if you go Seafood City, if you're up there on the northwest side,
check it out.
You can check out Jollibee and Seafood City. They have the skewers and stuff. Get the pork. I mean, chicken. The pork is so much nicer. It's so much softer and juicier. But yeah, let's see. You got to get out of here in like 10 minutes, right, Shorty?
Yep.
So Tremaine Edmonds, we're all kind of like cut as much as we love the guy. Really quick, I don't get Shorty's thoughts on the new Bears Stadium before I give you a movie recommendation. Northwest Indiana, Arlington Heights, or Chicago Lakefront. I don't see Chicago Lakefront being a possibility. So really, it's Arlington Heights or Northwest Indiana. What do you think?
Well, I would love it to be on the lakefront, like it is. However, if it's going to be a dome, then I would love it to be at Arlington Heights, because
that's a nice property.
Whenever I come home, I stay with family in like Woodstock, Illinois, or
visit Aldo,
or Crystal Lake, Illinois. And every time I go to a Bears game, which I still go to a lot of Bears games, I know a lot of season ticket holders. I have access to a lot of tickets that I can. The best are third row, 30-yard line that Aldo and I went to for one game, the Dolphins game with Justin Fields, where he had that long run. Yeah. That is a 30-minute train ride from Crystal Lake to Arlington Heights for me. That would be like my normal Bears routine is I have to take like the 7 a.m. train down to Chicago. I get off at Pingree Station, and then there's Pingree Grove Station, and right around the corner, like a block away, is this 105-year-old restaurant that we always go to breakfast at. I forget the name of it. I can't believe I'm stumping on the name, but it is the best breakfast ever. Their breakfast sausage is, oh my god, their hash browns are just to die for. Totally different than anyone else's, but they're so good. And then after that, we have to get like a not an Uber, but one of those shuttles that you pay $20, they give you all the free beers you want. And then you get down to, then they get stuck in traffic, and then they drop you off with like 10 minutes to go before the game starts, and you can barely walk around. And so if you're going there with somebody who's never seen the stadium before, like Chris Watts and Jason UK Bears, who has come from Europe, England, and gone to games with me, you don't have the time to enjoy the stadium. So if it was a 30-minute train ride from Crystal Lake to Arlington Park, you could go out to breakfast, and you still have enough time to tour the whole grounds, like walk around and look at the new stadium and check the whole thing out, and you'd have plenty of time. I'm leaning more towards that, because they want to go dome. Do I want a dome? Hell no, I don't want a dome. I like what we saw in the playoffs this year. It was an advantage against the Rams. Mm-hmm. It was totally an advantage against the Rams, and we should have won that game because of that advantage. And I want that. Like, I've been to those games that were that cold or colder. I've been to so many. I used to work for the Bears, like I've said before. For you guys that don't know, like Daniken and Fitz, like I used to work for the Bears. This is my 1995 field pass that I had for the Chicago Bears.
Lonnie.
And that I went I was on the field. I went into the locker room. Dave Wanstead was like, "What the fuck you doing in here?" I was like, "Oh, I haven't."
What are you doing in there?
I was like, "Get out of here, kid." I was like, "I'm out of here." And so I love that aspect of the lakefront field, but if they're going to go dome, which I don't want them to do, which they're going to do because they want a Super Bowl, rightfully so. They want the Final Four. They want all that crap.
Yeah.
And I'm for the Bears making money. Now, that being said,
if they go to Northwest Indiana, though, they don't get all that, right?
Because ruin it. It will ruin it. Like
it is a sweetheart deal, though.
It's a sweetheart deal, but like I think about all my Bears season ticket holders. Friends that I have that I can get tickets from, like, are they going to keep their tickets when they have to drive to Gary, Indiana? Like, that's going to be a haul for them, man. Is there a train that's going to go there?
Lake Forest to Northwest Indiana, man, that's like a 2-hour drive.
Is there a train that's going to go from Crystal Lake to Gary or Northwest Indiana, wherever the hell it may be? I doubt it.
There is one for Hammond.
Okay, but it doesn't come from where I'm at. Like,
no, it
doesn't. Would be like a major pain in the ass.
You would have to go downtown first.
Yeah,
right,
and then
take another train.
Yep, South Shore line.
It would be the same thing for every Bears fan, and I think about all the season ticket holders and what are they thinking? You know, not only the ones that can easily drive there or take a train, but the ones that do have to still drive. That can't take a train. It's still a pain in the ass, but they do it every week, and what's it going to be like for them to add that extra however many miles to go to a new stadium in northwestern Indiana? That's just, it's blasphemy to me, man. And
they got a little over a week to make their decision because I think the Indiana Assembly meets on the 27th, and then the offer expires.
Well, this may sound insensitive on my part, but I don't give a jack about any of them people that have season tickets and can't make it to the game because I'm on the waiting list. And if they move aside, then maybe I can get my chance to get season tickets.
Yeah, I'm going to Indiana too, man. It's a longer drive for me from Iowa, but look, the main question for me is I think with the Arlington Heights, the Bears would own the stadium. They're building the stadium with their own money. So they would own the stadium and collect all the revenue for Final Four, WrestleMania, a Super Bowl, whatever.
I say. No, I'm gonna let you finish. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
And then Northwest Indiana, I think the state of Indiana would get the revenue from events like that. No.
Yeah, they'd essentially be renting.
Okay, so be renting it again. Yeah. So if they're building a stadium that the Bears will own, which I don't see why they would do that. Then I could, the Indiana's a no-brainer since like Indiana's paying for everything and the Bears are paying hardly nothing.
The value of the Bears would go up ridiculous if they go to Arlington Heights and own all their stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, you're talking beyond cowboy level.
Which is probably why the state of Illinois is playing hardball with them.
Yeah. And that's if you believe the Bears, they just want to know, they want the words are tax certainty.
They want tax certainty.
They want to know what they're paying because you're hearing ridiculous.
$193 million a year ain't going to cut.
I don't think that, but
that's what the assessed value is currently. But and then if the Bears are putting all this other stuff on the property, I don't know. Right. I don't know how they're taxing the hotel separately. It's a separate building. Is it like it's like ridiculous.
So while the Bears wouldn't be paying as much necessarily to be in Indiana, the value of the team would just skyrocket.
But what the amount of their infrastructure that they could build around the stadium in Arlington Heights would be so far 100%. Superior to anything else, and they could make their money back for those taxes. I know that they went from like $200,000 a year to like 10 million or something for that property, and that's absolutely ridiculous. And I can see why they would be fighting that. But
there's no buildings on the property; they're already paying out the ass for property taxes. No buildings. And
Arlington Heights did lower the tax. They did come to an agreement to lower the taxes to like $3 million a year as opposed to $200 million or $200,000 a year, whatever the hell it might be. But still, you can't. You would still make so much more money with the hotels and the restaurants and the
shopping district.
Can you build a casino?
Bars.
Can you own a casino as an NFL team?
I don't know. Not sure.
I don't know. But if you could make all that revenue from that as well, right? All the restaurants, all the hotels.
Well, they just wouldn't allow any wagering on Bears games. They would allow zero wagering on Bears games.
Right. You could have tours of the whole place. It could be a cash cow for the Bears.
Bears museum.
It seems obvious to me.
Mm-hmm. That's why I said. Go ahead, Danica. Sorry.
It's a nice situation for the Bears to be in if they wanted to do it that way. Yep. But my thing is, I want to see them stay in Chicago. I don't want to see them go into a different, Indiana, Gary, Hammond, wherever you want to call it, or even Arlington Heights, because like I said, I mean, there's a lot of people that benefit from the Bears being in Chicago right now. And you pull them out of Chicago, all of the bars, all of the hotels, and all of the workers, they lose money. There's a lot of people that get affected by that. And, to me, it's like, the city of Chicago is basically playing hardball because they're at the advantage of the Bears have been renting Soldier Field forever.
And right. They want the Bears to pay for renovations.
It's stupid, man. It's stupid. I want to see the city of Chicago, and I want to see the people of Chicago be able to benefit from the Bears being there, not somebody else. And everybody that has been invested in this team for so long, a losing team for so long.
Yeah.
Now they get ramrodded out of their fandom because for just money purposes. But when you could easily make that money, you could do the same stuff that you're doing in Arlington Heights. You could do that on the lakefront if you wanted to as well. They got room there.
There is no benefit, Danikin, like you were saying, the profit from the Bears being in Chicago on the lakefront is not the same as what it would be in Arlington Heights because.
Right.
Honestly, when you leave a game,
the Bears own the land in Arlington Heights.
When
they
you
own that whole parcel.
When you leave a Bears game, you have nowhere to go to eat. Like your biggest chance is to walk to
but they could do that though. They have the room to do that.
They could build.
Right. They could build the same stuff that they're doing in Arlington Heights. They could do that in Chicago.
It's a little trickier because you got Friends of the Lakefront that'll sue every chance they get to prevent anything new going up. What
will the Bears own if they stay in the lakefront? They don't own the land there.
That's what I'm saying. Like Danica,
they have to buy a parcel.
How many Bears
I don't know if
anybody's
anybody's selling any parcels of land down there.
How many Bears games have you been to, Danica?
I get it. I just feel like you could do something to try to get something done. Like it doesn't have to be this difficult. This is Chicago. This is always the problem that Chicago has, in my opinion. You got other cities and other states and other teams that are building, facilities and don't have these issues. The Bears and Chicago always have these issues, and it's frustrating, man, because it's like, I want to see my city do well, man. I don't want to see another city rise up and benefit. Absolutely. While everybody else, doesn't get the benefit. These people been starving for, a winter and everything else in Chicago for a long period of time.
40 years.
And if it's ripped away, not saying that it's just completely ripped away because it's not like it's that far away. And I get it. Even in Dallas, like Jerry Jones,
he
owns that stadium. But
what town is it in? Arlington?
It's in Arlington, yeah.
Arlington, okay.
Dallas was never in Dallas. They were in Irving before that.
That's right. Yeah, they're in Irving, Texas. Yeah.
So you don't have to be in the city, of course, right? But at the same time, especially in the Chicagoland
because
area,
Chicago has the lake.
Yeah.
But Danica, how many games have you been to?
Yeah. I've been to a few. What? Maybe I don't know, 10 or 11, 12.
I've probably
over the last.
I've probably been to 40.
Years.
I've probably been to 40 Bears games or more.
Because
like I said, I used to work for them. But when you leave the Bears Stadium, you have nowhere to go to get a meal. You have to walk to Michigan Avenue, and there is one fucking restaurant on Michigan Avenue you can eat at, and it's like an Irish bar.
and that's cool. Like I get that point. I get that point of it, and I just feel like if the city and the Bears work together, they can find a way to get that stuff done instead of butting heads about it over and over and over. They're going to butt heads about it because everybody's greedy. Everybody wants the extra little bit of money or whatever.
They could build restaurants and stuff around the new stadium if they wanted to. If they could actually put their brains together and make it happen.
You could. I mean, all you gotta do is look at the Braves, right? The Braves built the stadium, and I mentioned this before. They built the stadium in up there by Kennesaw or whatever, and it's out of Atlanta, but they built the whole battery around it, right? Yeah. And it's called the Battery, and they got shops, they got hotels, they got high-rise apartments, they got all this stuff out there, and it just it makes the experience much better, right? Yeah. You can get in and out of games pretty quickly. You can get to a bar or a restaurant or shops and all kinds of. I mean, they do stuff year round. Yeah, it's awesome. So the Bears could easily do something similar to that, and I think that's what they want to do in Arlington Heights. If they go to Arlington Heights, so be it, man. But just stop shaking on it. Stop wasting time. You know what I mean?
I have a buddy that keeps saying that this is exactly why they hired Warren, because this is what he does. He did the same thing with the Vikings, and he got them their stadium where it's at, where it should be, and whether it's in Arlington Park or Chicago, right? They will get the deal done. If it ends up being in Indiana, man, I'm going to tell you what, the fan base is not going to.
Ain't nobody going to be happy with that.
You're going to gain some fan base, but you're going to lose a lot of season ticket holders and long-time season ticket holders and people like me that have the ability to go to games easily, even if it's on the lakefront. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to go to games anymore like that.
Yeah. I mean, that's the same thing. Anymore. That's how it is here. If I want to go to a baseball game, I'm so far away from it now. You know what I mean? Them building it where they built it added an hour to wow. And I was already 45 minutes away. You know what I mean? So now it's an hour and 45 minutes to get to a game, and then at the end of the game it's like, do I want to go home? You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm not going to ask you the town you live in, but like, where in Atlanta do you live? I live in like southwest east. Atlanta.
East down 20 east.
Go down 20 east. Okay.
Yeah, 20 east.
Okay, yep. I got an idea.
Yep.
So you're like an hour away from me, dude.
Yeah.
You know where Peachtree City is?
I do. Absolutely.
I live near there.
Okay.
Very close.
Hey man, Peachtree City is nice too.
Golf cart community, it's awesome.
Golf cart community, yeah. I mean, they drive golf carts everywhere.
Everywhere, man.
The grocery store.
Shorty, you got a golf cart?
I got a golf cart.
Cart parking spaces.
Golf cart parking spaces. You are correct.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay. Yeah, if I come down there, I'm definitely asking you for a ride around that
hey,
golf
dude,
cart.
I want to arrange like a community of Bears fans to come down for this game, this Atlanta game this year.
Nice, yeah.
I only have 2 tickets to the Falcons game, but they're super cheap, and if you buy them right when the season, when they announce the schedule and you buy them, if you can try to get them, like I can give you guys like my seat. I'm in the 347 section, seat 19, and row 19, seat 9 and 10. Cheap seats, man. But the nice thing about the Atlanta Falcons Stadium is you can walk around everywhere and see the game from all different spots. And I've said this a million times. Halo. I've said this a million times, man. And this is not a joke. I twice or 3 times I bought a chicken finger basket, chicken fingers and fries,
cheap food,
a cheeseburger, a beer, and a water for $13.
Jeez.
That is the price of one beer at a Bears game. So all you Bears fans, get your ass down here for the Atlanta game and let's hang out and go to the game together, man. That would be a blast.
And they have free refills too on the drinks. Too.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable, man.
Yeah.
And they give us, like, as a season ticket holder, they give us all these perks. Like, they do not do any of this. The Bears do not do any of this. The Falcons give us a draft day where we can go to the stadium for the draft. We can walk on the field. We can go into the stadium. We can go into the locker rooms on the field. We can walk all around the whole place. They give us all these perks. Like this shirt that I'm wearing is actually a Falcons shirt that I got to choose from. And my wife bought this the Bears emblem and put it over the Falcons. She ironed it on over the Falcons one, and I got her one and I got myself one, and she ironed the Bears over it. One time they gave us like a Swiss Army knife. They
got giveaways at every game, every single game.
But they gave me like a big Swiss Army knife barbecue set where you can pull out like the baster, like the rubber baster. You can pull out the skewer. You can pull out the spatula to flip it. You can pull out they treat us really well. I hate talking about that because I can't believe I own Falcons tickets, but I sell them when I don't go to the games, which I don't go to the games unless the Bears come here. I sell them off. I make my money back. But
hey, Shorty, let them know too. Like anybody that's listening to this and you think, hey, the Bears are going to sell out this, it's going to be sold out. Atlanta Falcons, this is a melting pot, right? So everybody is from somewhere else.
Yeah, they're all Georgia Bulldogs fans here, though.
They're all Georgia Bulldogs fans. But if you go to a game, it's literally, sometimes it's 50-50. It might be 60-40 Chicago. You know what I mean? Right. When you go to a game.
I've been to
the last game that I went to was when Justin Fields was here, and they played in Atlanta, and it was easily 60-40.
Easily.
And I found tickets on the front row for really, really cheap.
Yeah.
On the very front row.
Yeah.
Behind the Bears sideline.
Yeah. I hate talking about it like I'm a fan of them, but I'm a fan of how they treat us. But I only go to the games that the Bears are at. I sell the rest. And plus they give us like first dibs on concerts. So I can buy like Beyonce tickets or Taylor Swift tickets and sell them.
Turn around and sell them,
and I make my money back. Literally, they're only like $1,020 a year for my 2 seats. That's 2 seats crazy. For one game for the Bears.
Yeah. It's the truth. That's the truth. He's not lying.
So get your asses down here for the Bears game when the Bears play Atlanta. Let's all fucking hang out, man. I would love that. Tooch, including you.
And I mentioned that. I mentioned that too in on Twitter today.
It is a dome, isn't it? A dome?
It's a dome. Well, no, it opens up.
The roof opens up though.
Yeah, it opens up. It's like a nest. It's a nest. You can see it open, and it's like it's crazy.
The only thing is the video board goes all the way around in a circle around the top, and it's kind of hard to see.
It's a halo. It's a halo video board all the way around.
Yeah, it's not like a big one you can look at. You have to look at the halo. It's kind of out of sight. But who cares, man? It's a good time.
It's a good stadium though. It's really nice. And that's another thing when it comes to the Bears stadium. If the Bears can get it right now, we have the smallest stadium in the NFL.
The NFL.
So when fans are complaining about the prices of tickets, that's why. Because in order to make money, they gotta price these tickets up because somebody that has a 100,000 seat stadium like the Cowboys and the Bears are sitting there with 65, what is it, 65,
40,000 less.
That's a lot of money, man. That's a lot of money that you're not making.
I don't know if this is NFL wide, but all my Bears fans, season ticket holders, I get my tickets from, they'll sell their tickets to the Lions fans or the Packers fans for $800 a piece, but it bites them in the ass next season because the Bears charge them basically they look at how much they sold their tickets for other teams, and then they start charging them more for those specific games. So it might cost you $450 a seat as a season ticket holder for that one game. Rather, for the Falcons, it's always like $60 a seat for me. Doesn't matter.
But see, that's because the Falcons own their stadium. The Bears are renting from Soldier, and
they still owe $80-something million that the fans are still going to be paying their asses for when they move into the new one.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right,
I gotta go, guys. I gotta go.
Get out of it real quick. Movie recommendation called The Singers. Have you seen it?
No.
Anybody? I think it was nominated for Best Short Film or won Best Short Film at the Academy Awards. It's like a perfect barfly movie because it's about barflies at a dive bar, and they have like a one-night singing contest for $100 and free drinks and stuff. It's great. You get these characters who like are at the bar, veterans or old guys or young guys are all.
What's it on?
It's on Netflix.
The Singers.
The Singers. It's like 18 minutes long, and it's really good, man. It's really good, and the music is fantastic. It's a little. Slice of a dive bar in America.
Okay.
18-minute long movie?
Yep, Best Short Film.
Oh, excellent.
For Academy Award. I don't know if it won or was nominated or nominated and then won.
I might go check it out right now.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
All right,
guys,
Shorty.
I gotta go. Great
Thanks
talking
for
to you guys.
Thank you.
We're gonna wrap this up.
Danikin, great meeting you. You got my number.
Sure.
Let's hang out, man. We're close.
Let's do it.
Tooch, thanks for being such a gracious host tonight, man. You did a great job without Aldo.
Thanks.
Love and miss Aldo and appreciate him. Hope he's doing well. And I'd love to hang out with you guys again, even on my own show, if that means that's what it takes. So
that'll work.
That'll
work.
Love you guys.
Right,
have a great night, man.
All right,
thanks a lot, Shorty.
Later.
Hey, Tooch.
Yo.
Tooch, before we get out of here, right? Before you end it, can I make mention, because I know we do pop culture sometimes, right? And talk about shows and stuff. There's a show that I recently started watching, and it's called the Hunting Party. Have you heard of that?
I did. It's in my thing. I wanted to watch. Can we watch this one? Is that the one with the school and the charismatic cult leader?
No. This is like a crime drama type thing, right?
Nice.
So basically, what happened in this situation is like there are these serial killers that were on death row, right? So the government was supposed to put them to death, right? And they faked putting them to death, like just gave them a sleeping agent as lethal injection. And then you had all these people that they kept alive to study them. So they put them in this thing called the pit, which is like some underground, situation or whatever, some underground room and whatever. And they're like studying them and going through and trying to figure out why they do the things that they do. But here's the thing: somehow, like there's a collapse and the thing breaks, and several of them get killed, of course, and in the rubble. But several of them get out, and they're now free, and they're running around, and now they're trying to prevent the public from knowing that they kept these people alive, which were supposed to be dead. Number one, and now that they're also escaping, they're starting to kill people again, right? So they're trying to track down everybody before they do it. It's pretty good, man.
Where can we watch that one?
It's on NBC Peacock, and Peacock, I think it's on. I think you can find it on Netflix as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Excellent.
It's got like 2 seasons in right now.
Nice. Fitz, anything?
Yeah,
watching?
Soul Groove, the history of the ABA on Prime.
Wow.
It's a great series, like 4 episodes, I think. And if you're into any of the ABA stuff, the history of basketball, I mean, it was very well done.
Yep.
Got some Bob Costas on there because he used to be a announcer for the St. Louis Spirit of St. Louis.
Spirit of St. Louis, right?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Some good artist Gilmore history, if you're a Bulls fan. Great Dr. J stuff, and good little segment on Connie Hawkins. I don't know if you know the story about him just getting completely blackballed for having his name mentioned in a college basketball point shaving scandal, which he wasn't involved in at all. but just the way his road through the ABA to the NBA, and wow, so just some good stuff there. So if you're into that, watch that.
All right, I got
anything about the Flint Tropics in there?
No Flint Tropics.
Flint Tropics.
No Flint Tropic. Or Pittsburgh Pisces,
Pisces, yeah, the fish that ate Pittsburgh.
Right.
Yeah, man, that was a blast from the past. I just have one last thing. This is the most recent odds of winning the NFC North. I thought this was interesting that the Lions are the favorites at about plus 160 odds. Packers are next at plus 175. The Bears, they don't think the Bears can repeat as division champions at plus 350, and the Vikings plus 700. I agree with the Vikings. I don't know if I agree with the rest of the three.
So what do we win if we put something on that, Tooch?
Yeah, I don't know.
Let's see. If you bet on the Bears, you put $100 down, you would get your 100 back and win $350.
Okay, all right. Okay.
$350.
I think the Bears are always going to, especially right now, are going to be undercut because they want Bears fans to get in. They get pissed, and they're going to I'm going to get them anyway. So I think there's a lot of that to it. So that's all right.
Yeah,
I think the Bears
the
fan
Lions
base
is first, though. I mean, what do you think, Dan?
What's that?
The Lions are the favorites.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't see them being I don't see how they could be the favorites right now. You know what I mean?
They're reeling a little bit.
Yeah. I think they're reeling a little bit though, because you got to look at some of the turmoil that's going on there. And I got some Detroit friends and things like that who are fans, and they're real upset, and they're like, at this point, people are going to be on the hot seat. Like, I think the GM, possibly Dan Campbell, with the fan base, you might say, because, when you went out, you lost Ben Johnson, and then you hired Johnny Morton, and it didn't work out. You pivoted through the season, and now you go to this guy from Arizona who, is he that good? Nobody really knows. So it's like, and you passed on certain people, like Dan Campbell passed on someone else because he said, I want somebody who's going to stay with us for a long term. And it's like, that's not the way you're supposed to go about trying to win football games. So they got their hands full. The Lions are not in the front runner or the catbird seat, in my opinion. I don't think so.
Packers at plus 175. They like the Packers to finish ahead of the Bears. I'm not sure.
I mean,
I think the Packers, if anything, the Packers might finish higher than the Lions, but I might be biased. I think the Bears should be favored.
I still think it's just trying to get Bears fans riled up and getting into the spending money. That's what that's what I think that's all about right now. I don't think the Lions is a horrible pick to finish first. If you're thinking, Mel, they just had a one-off season, they'll bounce back. They still got a lot of players coming back. So they had some injuries, so I could see them being one. The Packers, I don't care. I just think the Bears are there for just trying to get interest.
And I wouldn't say it's just terrible, right? But the gap being so wide, you know what I mean? That's the problem that I have. The gap that's there, you go from 160, 175 to 350. Like, man, Did we win by accident? You know what I mean? Is that what they think?
Not a lot of faith in Caleb Williams and the Bears. That was my point. I thought that was interesting.
Yeah.
Right. That's all I got, guys. It was a great show, I think, for all things considered.
Yeah,
it was.
All right.
Not bad at all.
All right. We'll see you next week. I think we have the Willis Twin Towers dropping by.
And we'll have our first, we're going to try to do our first
Chicago food draft. Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Food draft.
Is it going to be Chicago food?
I think so.
Something else? Okay.
We also could do the fast food draft too as well.
Okay.
Have that. Aldo did the graphic for that. So
nice.
All right, fellas.
Let's do it.
We'll see you guys next Wednesday. Have a good rest of your week.
All right, you too.
All right. Take care. Bye-bye.